In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can capture custom data using the AppDynamics JavaScript agent, and how we can use this data with browser analytics to find records of interest. To demonstrate this, I'll be using a single-page application built using Angular. The application allows me to search for various types of fruit, add them to my cart, and check out. I've already instrumented this application with the JavaScript agent. As we can see in the AppDynamics controller, BRUM provides a ton of information about this application out of the box, including detailed performance data on the page views and the AJAX requests. If we look at a browser snapshot, it provides information about a specific user request, as well as some information about the browser device and OS they're using, and the location where the request originated from. But in many cases, I want to capture additional information about the request, as it can be helpful for troubleshooting. For example, I'm able to capture the name of the user, so I can search for all requests made by that specific user if they report issues with the application. Or I may want to capture the type of the customer, so I can understand the user experience for Gold versus Platinum users. Please keep in mind that we need to be careful not to collect data that can be considered personally identifiable information, or PII. To collect this data, we're going to modify the code that is used to inject the AppDynamics JavaScript agent. First, I'm going to add a new function called extract user data. In this example, we're hard-coding the username and customer type. But in a real example, in a real application, you would implement logic that obtains the actual username and customer type. For example, you may retrieve this data from a cookie. So let's define this function and add it to our injection code right here. So we've hard-coded the username to preferred customer, and the customer type is going to be Platinum. Then I'm going to add another snippet of code that tells the JavaScript agent to call the extract user data function we just defined and attach the result to the event that gets posted to AppD whenever a page or virtual page is loaded. So to do that, I'm going to copy this snippet and place it right here. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to save the file. I'm going to return to our application to purchase more fruit. All right, so let's add a grapefruit. It will add some mangoes. And finally, let's add a pineapple. All right, that should do it. So jumping back to AppDynamics, this time we're going to look at the browser analytics data. If we scroll down, we can see that we now have two custom user data fields as a result of our recent code changes. So if we select those two fields and refresh the data, we can see now that we're starting to collect the customer type and the username that we've collected through our custom code. The really great thing about this feature is that we can now use these fields to, in a where clause, to look for specific records of interest. So for example, we can look for records where the customer type is Platinum. This could be really helpful if you're trying to understand the user experience for Platinum versus Gold customers. It could also be very helpful if a particular user is calling in to complain about an application issue. We can actually look up all of the browser records for that particular user using AD crawl query. I hope you find this demonstration helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me via email. Thank you.